All right, everybody. Yep, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. We are together again at last, and of course, we have a lot of stuff to talk about as usual. Trading doesn't start for about 28 minutes at 6:02 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on this lovely Friday. Let's talk. The story seems to be right now crude oil. What do we know about crude oil? Crude oil is the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. Crude oil is the fuel for the stock market in many ways. So what they've chosen to do is vastly bid up crude oil. It started yesterday. We had a historic gain, like 22 or 23% one day. It's never been seen before. And right now, as I am doing this video blog, market doesn't start trading for about just a half an hour. It's up about 11%. This is tremendous for the markets. Although stock futures are still pointing towards a lower open. Let's go over that real quick here. Being that crude oil is the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex, the lifeblood of this market, it'll do two things. Number one, it'll put, especially with these kind of gains, a big fire underneath the energy sector as a whole. And because of its size, it will tend to stop the market from falling or lift it like it did yesterday. Crude oil, the price of it moving up, is also very bullish for the banks who have vast investments in crude oil. So you get a boost to the financial sector and a boost to the energy sector, which tends to lift the market. This is a massive effort to stop the bleeding in the stock market, quite obviously. And again, they're going to do things, come up with things, fake stories, real stories, no matter what they are, to try to stop the bleeding in this market as our economy free falls around the world. Again, it's the distraction, it's the illusion. Look at the stock market, look at the stock market. Forget everything else, doesn't matter. Millions of people losing their jobs, doesn't matter. It's all about the distraction. Look here, don't look over here. All right, let's talk about a couple of other assets. As I am doing this video blog, cryptocurrencies are getting bid up again. Gold is getting bid higher. Silver was fractionally lower, but silver is very volatile. So you have to expect big swings in the price action of silver, even though it's completely fake. Metals have no... It's amazing what they can pull off, right? You can't even find barely a piece of physical gold or physical silver. And if you do, you got to pay a premium like you can't believe. And meanwhile, they're still able to suppress it. This just shows you the power of the institutions, JP Morgan specifically, who is rigging the price of metals. I mean, how many times has this bank been caught red-handed? Nope, nothing ever happens. Why? JP Morgan runs the Fed. They're one of the 6 banks that run the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve is in full control. The Federal Reserve is taking over the world. It's very obvious. It should be obvious to you at this point. They're dollarizing the world for a reason. All of this is playing together on an incredible scale. The new America, this hideous thing that is developing right around us, this neo-Nazi, National Socialist philosophy that is now being adopted, it's going to have very, very bad ramifications for us all moving forward, sincerely. So you need to be prepared for that. You also need to be prepared for, again, always a worst case scenario. It looks like to me, this sell-off isn't over. We got the 10-year yield still at 0.6. I mean, look, again, they're going to try to prop up the energy sector via crude oil. They're going to try to prop up the financial sector via crude oil. Is it enough? Is it really enough? They're throwing everything they can at this market and economy, or at least they make it seem that way, at the economy. They're doing nothing. And it's a black hole. It's a deep hole. It's a pit that goes straight through to the other side of the earth, and they cannot fill it, no matter what they do. No matter how much stimulus or debt they decide to pile on. If you could only imagine what this looks like. The debt acquisition, which I explained to you, we're in a, for I don't know how many years, a debt acquisition cycle like we've never seen, but this is literally where no man has gone before. It's gone straight up. Not at an angle. It's completely parabolic right now, ballistic. It's just incredible. So what does this mean? It means you got to be holding a hard asset here. Let them play their game. Let JP Morgan play its game. We're going to play ours. Although these premiums they're intimidating right now. You have to pay to get a piece of actual gold or silver now. Again, they don't want you to have it. It's been the game all along. No, no, no. You can't have it. You can't. They're dictating what you can and cannot do. Can't leave your house. This virus is the worst thing that's ever happened to us all, but Congress is going on vacation. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. We are in the most twisted, perverted, hideous environment that we've ever seen in the history of the world. And our politicians, all of them, they couldn't give a damn about you whatsoever. You're nothing. You are absolutely nothing. Anyway, with that said, so what we're going to do today is keep our eye on crude oil. Let's see what they do. It's up 11% last I looked. Let's see how this affects the energy sector. Let's see how this affects the financial sector. Let's see if they could pull off a gain in this market today. I don't know what they're going to do. But again, for us lions out here, we don't care if the market goes up. We don't care if the market goes down. And we don't care if the market goes sideways. We know exactly what we're going to do. If we believe it's going up, we're going to buy calls. We believe it's going down, we're going to buy puts. It's going sideways, what are we going to do there? Credit spreads. It's so easy. It's so simple. They're not going to beat us in any way. And we're going to continue to acquire, if we can, physical gold and physical silver. In my opinion, you need to be holding cryptocurrencies, like I said. Bitcoin, I said 3,700. Start buying it. It's near $7,000. It's going higher, in my opinion. All the big cryptos are going higher. Anyway, that's my take on this whole thing. And we're going to keep our eye on it all. This guy loves you. Please share the video. And I will see you at the end of the lovely day. And it's going to be lovely no matter what happens.